Namaste, guys. Hi. Phoenix here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves. I hope you all are loving on yourselves, okay? Being kind to yourself, okay? Especially with this moon, this black moon. I have been working with it, okay, for the past 3 days. And I've been, trying to get this energy together so I can come on here and give you a real life update on how to work with this energy of this moon, so you can be aware and you can understand how to use it. But first I want to introduce you to my new family member here. As I stated before, I don't go around looking for feathers. I just so happen to come across them. This is a hawk feather. I don't know. It just happens, okay? And so with this energy, okay, it is, I'm trying to see which way Spirit want me to go. First, they want me to say my creed, okay? Is it the unity one? Divine unity. Okay, I speak from the spirit within me, which is one with the Most High. My words are not from ego, but from source of all creation. No watcher, no accuser, no muzzler has authority over my voice, heart, or my truth. I am rooted in love, covered in light, and sealed in the presence of the God within. When I speak, it is for awakening, not for offense, and my words will land only where they are meant to land. I am safe, I am guided, and I am whole. And so, okay. So the first message they want to talk about, this is Ascended Master Yahusha that I have with me. Okay, because I was sitting on the patio and I was doing some laundry, and I usually do laundry on Fridays or Saturdays, but I didn't do any yesterday. I chose to do it today. And I was on the patio, and then the turtle dove that's in the tree in front of me, her babies hatched. Oh my goodness, just the cutest things. And I would have never known they hatch if another little sparrow, it's called a red-head sparrow bird, it just was announcing its birth. And then I go outside to see what the commotion was, and then it's in the tree next to the nest, and I look and I see the little bitty head sticking up, and I just was like, oh my God, like my heart melted for that, because that represents new beginnings. Like that is like at my door, at my front door, new beginnings. So it just was beautiful to see, okay? And then 3:16, so God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. But you are that, okay? It is not separate from you. So Ascended Master Yahusha is here with me right now. And so the words, the guidance that he gave me earlier when I was in a meditation, and I was trying to decide if I was going to speak this or not, and I went on the patio, and then I didn't know who it was that gave me that vision, okay? Then I went into meditation, right? I got the vision, and then I went on the patio, and then I heard Sananda, and I understand that that is Ascended Master Yahusha, name Sananda. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, I know who I have with me. So I wash my hands and I come over here and sit down. And so the message was about the cherubim, the angel that has all the eyes, right? Let me see which angel is that. I think it's the seraphim, if I'm not mistaken. I said the cherubim, but I know what the cherubim is. The cherubim is the angel with all of the different heads. It has a lion head, an ox head, a human head, and an eagle head. And so I understand which one that is, okay? That is a cherubim. And I think this is a seraphim angel, okay? And so the seraphim angel and the role that it plays. Not so much as the role that it plays, but what it does. Okay, I don't know what the heck is going on. I'm trying to pull up Chrome, and it gave me a different Chrome. Sorry guys, I should have, but I believe it's the seraphim. Okay, or maybe the Ophanim. Okay, I'm gonna get to it. Okay. Okay, intense devotion to God. Okay, this is the seraphim angels, also known for their intense devotion to God, ceaseless worship, a role as a divine messenger. They are described as fiery beings with 6 wings, often depicted. I don't know why I said the eyes. I think that's the Ophanim with the eyes, because when I see the Ophanim, when I get visions of the Ophanim, I see a lot of eyes, like in my imagination space. I just see eyes everywhere. I see eyes in the clouds. I see eyes in the wall. I could be sitting down on the bed and then I'll just see an eye, a big giant eye appear before me, okay? And so they are described as fiery beings with 6 wings, often depicted surrounding God's throne, praising his holiness. They are considered the highest ranking angels in some traditions and are believed to transmit divine light and knowledge. Okay, thank you. That is it, right? Divine light and knowledge. Okay, and so what came up for me in the meditation was about the mind, your higher mind. Okay, not the lower mind that was created from, not the lower mind that was programmed into you, right? Not that mind, the mind of the higher mind. Okay, it would be considered Thoth, right? Before the angels were created, there were Thoth, right? And it could be considered that mind. And this is the mind that sees all. Remember the emerald tablets, right? This is the mind that knows all, right? Knows all things, sees all things, right? And this energy came to me in a meditation. Well, it's been coming to me for the past 3 days, but it really exposed itself yesterday when I was in a meditation, and then today again. So yesterday's meditation was really intense, and I was making myself sit there in the meditation. Spirit is going somewhere with this, trust me, okay? Because this is going to tie into this moon, okay? Invisible moon, I'm hearing, okay? And so I was sitting there in the meditation, and I was talking, I was listening to the thoughts that was in my head. As I said before, a lot of my thoughts come in. I am a receiver, okay? Star seeds are receivers. We have, like, I don't even want to call it star seeds. It's just the ones who are extra sensitive. We are receivers. We receive everything. We just don't know how to differentiate it between the noise coming in and you. That's the only difference, okay? And so because of your light, you have a bright light and you receive everything, okay? So it's like, so why would you receive everything? Because of your light, you receive everything, okay? And so you were never meant to personalize it. 911, Archangel Michael is here, thank you. Archangel Michael, okay? And so I was sitting there and I was asking the mind, like, after observing it, it was saying really nice things about me. And I thought that was amazing. And I was just like, wow, like, it was just praising me. Not the me, right? Not the human me, but this internal energy me, my heart space me. It was praising it. And I was listening to it. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing. Like, and then I heard something sneak in right up under that. It's not going to last. And then it felt like my mind, as a watcher, pinpointed that inner whatever that slithering energy was that snuck in. And I said, oh my God, that wasn't you. And it said no. And I was like, I thought about Spinoza. If you all know the philosopher Spinoza, he speaks about how to be before the program, right? I have his PDF. I made a PDF 2 days ago. If you would like that PDF, please email me. It's free, okay? And so he spoke about the mind and the body being the same. So the mind is the body, physical, right? And the body is the mind, thought-wise, right? And he speaks about that, how they be in one quarter, like a quarter, right? Heads or tails. And it's like the mind is dimensional-wise, right? And so that brought me to when I got hit by a car, right? So if the mind gets a hit, the body gets a hit, right? Because it's the same thing, it's just different dimensions, right? Internal dimension and physical dimensions, different dimensions, right? 1111 just passed on my timer, okay? And so when I thought about that, when I got hit by a car, I was 12. And then at that time, most people are changing into their teenage years, right? And so I got a download right after I thought about that, that said that the wounded healer, Chiron energy, right? And I looked at my birth chart, and I am approaching my Chiron. At the age of 50, I will be in my Chiron. This means that all of the tragedies I went through, I'm able to teach it, right? But that's the mark of the wounded healer, right? You heal others because you were, wounded, right? And so it's like at that age, I went through a shift, like an initiation. So it just happened. The ancestors, they chose that for me to happen to me, right? And so even if you had like a very traumatic experience at a turning point in your life, that was an initiation, okay? It could have, I don't want to say spirit, trigger warning, it could have been any type of, trauma. Mine was trauma. So I help people heal trauma-wise. It explains my whole life after the age of 12 has been very traumatic, okay? Shot in the head, my son being murdered, military stuff, okay? My other son getting into a terrible car crash, broke everything from the waist down, every bone in his body was broken, like traumatic experiences like that, like, yeah, okay, but anyway. And so that made sense, right? And so as I'm sitting and still in meditation, I saw that little thing, and I asked my guides, I said, my ancestors, I said, how can I kill that thing? And the next thing I saw, I was in my third eye space, I was drowning it. And then it was just like chilling, like floating while I was pushing his head down. And then I heard a next statement say, you cannot kill or get rid of something in its own element. And I said, well, what do I use to kill it? And it was like truth. Fire, truth, like the sword of truth is what kills it. And then I saw Archangel Michael, and then the mind, my higher mind came in and said, you do not belong here. And it's just, and then it dissipated, right? And so when it dissipates spiritually, now I'm facing it physically, right? And this is how it's been coming up for me, okay, because of this black moon, right? And your life is mapped out for you perfectly. You just have to be aware of the signs. And I often tell you, if you need some assistance, please reach out to me, okay, with your questions and concerns, and I'll do my best to help you. If you would like, readings and things like that, I do offer a reading. If you go on Etsy, they're $111. If you email me, they're $55. And if you don't have it, we'll work out something to where you can send me a donation. Spirit always lets me know, okay? And so, because you're not alone, okay? You're not alone. That's why I'm always coming on here, giving you all information, okay? Because I know what it's like to be going through this spiritual awakening. Things start falling out of your life. Jobs fall away from you. People that you needed, they fall away from you because they're not supposed to be there, okay? And so I understood that, right? And so today, this happened yesterday, right? and to the 22nd. Today is the 23rd. This is when the moon is at its potency. And then I woke up this morning and I was feeling like hearing the thoughts. They were loud. And I was just like, whoa. And every time I try to get into a meditation, it was the voices blocking me. Every time I made a decision, the voices was blocking me. I know it sounds crazy, okay, but it's the program, okay. It's your program that is stopping you from achieving, okay. And so I wrote it down, okay. So, oh, thank you for being here. I just saw that, okay. And so first it happened. It started coming up. I'm going to use me as an example, okay? I always use me as an example. It'd be so vulnerable, be so embarrassed after I get off this thing. You have no idea. But anyway, seeing the good in myself. That was the one thing. Like, I never, 1555 on my time, that's definitely changing. I never see the good in myself. I always see the good in others, but never could see it in myself. I didn't know why. I mean, I knew why. I thought I was fixing it, right? Man, Spirit said divine time, period. Okay. Everything is aligned up for you. Always believe that, right? And so that was one thing that was coming up when I think this was early this morning, and I was just laying in the bed and I said, Dad, I don't remember my dream. And then I was like, it's okay, I'll remember when it's time. And then no shit, a thought came in. That's because somebody's probably doing something on you. And I was like, what? Well, why would somebody want to do something on me? Put like some evil out, send me curses and stuff. I don't even bother anybody. I don't call anybody. You know, I got healthy boundaries up for a reason. So maybe somebody might be mad about healthy boundaries, but I didn't think it was anybody particular. I just thought it was an energy, because when energies can't get to you, remember, as I stated before, in the, what is it called? The sentinel energy, when they see you elevating, they will try and send their emotional goons or psychological goons to attack you, right? And so I was just like, what? And so I just thought that was crazy, but for a minute I went along with it, and I was just like, and then my mind started thinking of old shit that I did to people like 20 years ago, and I was just like, wait a minute now, like I healed from that. What in the heck? Like I released that. It does that, okay? It does that to keep you trapped into a false illusion, okay? And so especially if you know you already face it, it don't feel right, understand it's not yours, release it, let it the frick go, okay? Period. And then another thing was like not feeling I can do it on my own. So it's something that I'm doing, right? And I asked for some assistance, and instantly what was coming up was that they're not going to want to do it for me. And I was just like, dang, but this was all in one day today. And I was just like, where's all this coming from? And it was very loud, right? Still not thinking about this moon. That was eluding me. Okay, still not thinking about the moon. And then another thing, I went for my walk, right? Oh no. Another thing is not trusting others because they would trade on me. I experienced a lot of people in my younger years like trading on me. Even as I got older, I experienced that, especially in the military. Even in my, I experienced that, like people trading on me. Like I would tell them my secrets and they would expose and try to make me feel bad and stuff like that. And so I experienced that. And so I understood that's why the thoughts were there. That's why the program was programmed, right? These things come in to program you further, okay? Understand what I'm saying, right? They just so happen to use bodies, okay? It's just what it is, okay? This is not to say that we're not talking about people, right? We're talking about energy, okay? Let's keep this in mind. And then another thing, like I was on my way for my walk and I seen a guy, he just looked at so, I don't know. And so I gave him a look and then he put his head down. And I don't know if my look said, don't F with me. But because when I was walking up to the thing, where he was standing at, he was still like on the bus stop. And as I turned the corner, he was standing there. He stood up and he saluted. And I was like, I thought that was strange that he would salute. And then I looked at him, but he didn't salute me. He was saluting in front of him. And he was just talking to himself. And I was like, oh my God, that was really strange. And so as I keep walking on my way in my walk, I see another man. He's like sneaking around the corner looking at me. And I said, I don't know what the fuck is going on. So I just walk back around my little walk, go back home. And I'm sitting here and I'm pulling some cards, and then some stuff was coming out, and I was like, okay, and then Spirit was kept showing me like how the dragonflies and the butterflies and the doves, how they fly very close to me. And I understood that I was too close to it, and I had to back away and just go back. And I pulled some cards, and the card said release, like just release for 1 second, like you're too close to it, relax yourself. And I was like, okay, let me just relax, go into a meditation. And then I hear this angel, and it told me that your heart is the throne where this particular angel sings holy, holy to you inside of your heart space, right? That's where the seat of the divine is. It's within your heart. And this particular angel, it sings that. And this is your higher mind. The mind sees all. The mind knows all, right? The mind is not your enemy, okay? The true mind, the unprogrammed mind, okay? This mind is like your inner child, okay? Your natural soul self, the one that knows the most high, that knows the all, right? But this program is preventing you from accessing the mind, okay? This program is preventing you from accessing your greatness, right? And so that it came up to me, and I was like, oh, okay, it made so sense. Like, it made so much sense. It made so much sense. And then I got another download that said that the mind and the heart, like, they are one. So when people talk about like mind and heart coherency, right, they are natural partners. They are divine masculine, divine feminine. That is the divine masculine, divine feminine. It made so much sense, right? I was just like, oh my God. I was freaking out about it because it was awesome. And so today, when I was trying to go into another meditation, well, after I came out the meditation, I understood why I have these blocks, God bless you, that's preventing me from going into a deeper meditation. It was because when I was a child, I was in church, and I think I had to be like around 6, and I was like just praying like in my heart space, and I was told to stop. And so I got hit. And so I have, to access that deeper no self space, I have a block from that energy. And so every time I will try to get into that no space, that 0 point space, right? I can only get there for a minute, but then I'll come out of it. Like my awareness will come back to it, like, oh shit, I'm in this space. I gotta look out, I'm gonna get in trouble, right? That energy comes in and it snaps me out of it, right? It just became so apparent to me today. And then another thing, like when I can't stay focused, when I can't stay, not focused, but present in the present moment, when I can't do that all day, it is because every decision that I made, I had someone judging me about all of my decisions. I had someone constantly on my back saying, you're doing this wrong, you shouldn't be doing that, don't do this, don't do that, right? And so every time that I stay present, every time that I try to stay present, I'll have a judging energy within me, judging every effing thing that I do, right? So this, what this energy does, it makes it apparent to you why you have certain programs, right? And when you can figure out what's blocking you, right? Thank you. When you figure out what's blocking you, that's how you know where your main program is, right? And so it's just like, it's becoming very apparent to me, visible, okay? Because this energy of this moon, it takes down the mask completely. It completely removes the mask and only leaves your rawness there, right? And so you're able to see, like, when I say completely remove the mask, I'm talking about it exposes it. This is the card that came out, okay? Look at that. It exposes, this moon is exposing this energy, okay? It's exposing your trueness, and your trueness is shining light on this energy here, okay? Your trueness of what you are. And the mind told me that it becomes aware of things that's not supposed to be there. That's why it says it to you so much. That's why it repeats it back to you so much. That's why it constantly says it to you, because it is telling you that, hey, this should be here, this shouldn't be here, this shouldn't be here. And then it starts producing things in your outside reality, and you just don't freaking know why, right? That's just so amazing to me. I'm so sorry, please forgive me. It's amazing, right? And so this disowned self, this little root girl, this energy within you that is hidden, that is around all of this stuff, right? The blame, the guilt, the picking at, the hurt, the shame, like, look at that, like, and this energy is in your heart space. You're not able to access it because you have all of this energy around you, right? And so this energy is this dark moon is exposing this energy, is making it very apparent for you. And so if your thoughts are extra loud this time, if you're feeling heavy emotions at this time, it is for a reason. It is being brung up for you to release it and put it into the void of this moon so that your newness can shine forward, okay? This is what this moon is doing for you, okay? And so that was some of the things that was bringing up for me. What was the other thing? When I get certain hunches, I don't often listen to it. Like with the lottery thing. Now, I knew that I saw a vision for me to go play the lottery, but I didn't. So I'm gonna tell you how I seen the vision. I was on my way to sleep, and I saw in my mind space money raining down on me. And I was just like, oh, wow, that would be nice. I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning. I wound up going to the gas station. And when I went into the gas station, it was a man there. And he kept buying lottery tickets. He kept getting lottery tickets. And time literally slowed down for me. Slowed down. The man literally moved out the way and told me to go ahead and get what you're going to get. But I didn't get a ticket because I wanted to get the tickets that he was getting. And if I would have got one of those tickets he was getting, I felt like I would have been taking his money, right? So I didn't do it. And I knew when I got home, I said I knew I should have played, like, and I don't even think he played anymore, because when I left out the store, he left out right behind me. And I was just like, I knew I shouldn't. And so that was not listening to my intuition when I'm supposed to. That was because, dang, hold on. Oh, when I was a kid, I used to always tell my mom stuff somebody did to me, or she didn't believe me. Or when I would, when something would happen, my mom will automatically believe the person instead of me. Like if someone, like, I had this teacher that would often come to my house when I was in the 5th grade. Her name was Miss Gilmore. And she would want me to do the dumbest shit for her. Like, she used to be, Holyfield. And she was the only teacher that called me Holyfield. That felt so weird as a kid. She, Holyfield, go up under that desk and climb up under the desk, go get my shoes. And then her feet stink. Like, I would be sitting right in front of her feasting. And I would be like, I'm not going up in there to get your shoes. She would go, drive from school, tell my mom that I gave her attitude and not listening to her. And I couldn't get a word out because my mom was going up top of my head in front of everybody outside. And so I didn't understand that. Like, I never, that was that energy of me not listening to my intuition, me not believing my intuition when it was showing me things. Now I listen to my intuition, that, you know, a lot more. But when it's those things that can, you know, help me out in ways, I didn't even listen to it, right? I was just like, wow, like, I thought that was funny. But the other times I listened to my intuition, like when I get the notion to just go do something. When I was sitting in the gas station one day, me and my son went to go get gas. And so, I don't know, like a song was playing that my middle son used to listen to, who passed away. I forget the name of that song. He loved this song. Sugar, sugar, how you get so fly? Sugar, sugar. And that song was playing in the gas station. And I said, I think I'm going to get a lottery ticket. Because that particular son, he always would scratch out winner lottery tickets. I said, I'm going to get a lottery ticket. So I got a $10 lottery ticket. I got a $2 lottery ticket, a $20 lottery ticket. And I give my son, when my younger son went and said, here, scratch this. He said, Mom, I'm not going to scratch that because we're not going to win. I said, you never know, because I really feel like, you know, this feels like some money. I'll go and scratch the ticket, the $10 ticket, and there's $200 on that piece. The $20 ticket was no money. And then before, when I was with my ex at the time, right? We were together, but now he's my ex, and we went to the gas station, and I was sitting in the car, and then I heard some, go play the lottery. I heard it within me. I said, I don't play the lottery. Like, I don't like. And so I went in, I said, I don't even know what numbers to pick. And it said, you'll know when you get there. And I said, okay. I get up to the window, and I said, okay, what numbers? And I just hear fours. And I play 4, 4, 4, 4. And I wound up winning $4,000 off that number. See, stuff like that, I listen to my intuition when it's on spur of the moment. But when it's like prepared, meal prepped, I don't, spirit crazy. I don't listen to it, because I just be like, the ego, thank you, has too much time to get in it and tear it down. That's why I don't listen to it, right? And then that was another thing that came up for me, right? Oh, and then I think I talk about being supported, because I used to do a lot of things as a kid. I was always in some plays, some musicals and things like that. No one came to support me. Excuse me, no one showed up. No one never supported me. My mom used to be like, you always in stuff. I gotta buy this, I gotta buy that. And I did really good. Even in high school, we used to perform at the McCormick place. I've always been on stage. No one came to support me, right? I don't know. Even when I was coming out the military, we were manning the rails, and no one, I paid for some people tickets to come, like plane tickets, to come and see me, like manning the rails in my dress whites. No one showed up. And so I have that energy when I go and do stuff, or when I want to do stuff and I need some help. No one supports me. And it made so much sense. When I do things, I'm often thinking, no one's going to support me. I don't know why I'm doing it anyway. No one's this, no one's that. That's because that was the program, right? And so this is how this is showing up. Not to give no sob stories, please understand. I'm just using this as an example so you can see how it manifests in your outside reality, right? Because as a child, my mom used to always say, you're always doing something, and I'm not going to be able to make it, and blah, 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 like. And so I took that personal, right? I took that on to me, right? That became my program. Understand what I'm saying? That's how things become your program. You live that experience so many times, long enough, it becomes your program. And that's all that program thinks about. And it doesn't do it to hurt you. It is not your enemy. It is just something that tries to keep you safe. That is all that it does. It just tries to keep you safe, right? And look at this union, this soulmate union. Like, this is possibility for a soulmate union. This could be internally or out in your outside reality, right? Because remember, as above, so below, right? And so if you're feeling you're coming into this union within yourself, you're definitely going to get this union outside of yourself, right? Because as above, so below. And so animal energy and powers, like, you all can like talk to animals. You can take on the traits of animals, okay? See things from a higher perspective, okay? Cunning, like, be cunning with the ego, okay? Or cunning with, not in a malicious way, but cunning with your time, with your energy. That's coming up. Like, if you don't want to go somewhere, Spirit said you have the right to write out, say no. But if you, like, you can think of a way to where you can maneuver around, because they're showing me like a tree and how the fox maneuvers around the tree without being seen. It's like you can do something without being seen, okay? This is what this energy is saying, okay? Mother Mary energy is here. Something about the cheetah, like how it sprints, it runs, like, and it reaches its speed. Like, you're in that state right now, okay? So this is what this moon is. Look, magical release. I cannot make this up. I dealt this earlier, and I ain't even touched the cards no more. 3, 4, 5, 6 on my timer. Look, transmuting pain, fool's embrace. What is this? Raising winds, magical release, calling, intention, stronghold. It's like you're releasing strongholds, right? This is what this moon is available. The energies of this moon, travel, change in location, journey guide. This could even be your vibrational frequency change. And look at the glow of that. Whatever area you're in, I heard, it's like your vibrational frequency is glowing. Commitment. And then we have Archangel Phanuel, hope, optimism, new beginnings. So this is what this moon, this energy of this moon is bringing for you, but it can feel heavy. And when I mean heavy, I mean like what I just talked about with my releasing, like those things that was coming up for me, like everything that I tried to do today. And how I, thank you, how I've been today. I've been saying, I choose to do this. I choose to do laundry. I choose to order groceries off DoorDash. I choose to sit out on the patio. I choose to sweep and mop the floor. I choose to take a bath. I choose to take a shower. I just choose it, right? You choose it so that way you're not judging yourself. Because remember, when you're that of a child, right, you just do things, right? Excuse me, when I channel, I burp, okay? I have to release the energy. So if you often see me doing it, it's because I have to release the energy. And so when you just often, like children, you just watch them. They just run. They just go. They just do. They don't think about shit. They're just doing it. This time, you're old enough to keep yourself out of harm's way to just naturally do, right? 3636, this is what this energy is saying to you, right? And so the more you release, right, the more you go get back into your natural state, your natural authenticity, period. Like, you're gold, okay? You might have to go into hermit mode, okay? You don't have to, but if you choose to, right, that's where that fox energy, like sneaking out of ways, maybe even sneaking out of town so you can be by yourself. I heard that also, okay? That's your prerogative, okay? Spirit is saying you don't have to, yeah. And also something like questioning my decisions. Questioning my decisions for fear of being wrong explains why I always in my head when I'm doing things or making decisions. That's another thing that comes up. Like when I'm doing these readings, I'll get off and like, did I do anything wrong? Did I say something wrong? Was that okay? And stuff like that. I do that to myself a lot. And so that was because, you know, growing up and even in past lives, right, it's stated that I was in like a relationship that I didn't want to be in. I was married to, I was betrothed to someone in the past life. And I knew that I was an oracle, a Celestine oracle, and I ran away. And I often wondered if I did the right thing. And this very time right now, this has came back. And then I wound up going back in that relationship, and it turned out to be the worst decision in my past life, which understands why every time I break up with someone, I often will give them chances. I often will go back. I will go back. But this time, there's no going back, right? There's no going back. So that explains that energy perfectly. Wow. Because I had a chance to make the same decision, and I chose me. And yeah, there's no going back, because my past life, I went back and I regretted it because I wasn't happy. Okay. And so we have the Page of Swords, delayed news, ideas, inspiration. What is the Page of Swords? It's often about illumination, mental agility. That's another thing. What's his name? Spinoza spoke about. He spoke about the energy of the bounce back energy. That bounce back energy is the energy of the soul's natural vibrational frequency. That bounce back energy, that agility. I forget what he called it. But it's that energy, okay? Look at that. The Nine of Pentacles. This is you in your own power. This is what this energy is allowing you to be. Look at this wounded warrior energy. 999 could be significant. Look, moving you from out of this energy, bringing you here, right? Moving you from this energy. This is the energy that's holding your mind hostage. You see how this energy has this divine masculine, divine feminine held hostage. I gotta hold it back from the camera, right? You see what it is, because they naked. And so how this energy of the mind got this divine masculine, divine feminine split, right? This is that big giant energy of your program, right? Understand that. And then we had the Ten of Cups and the Six of Swords being moved away. And then Judgment came out, but we had the Nine of Wands, wounded warrior energy, as I just stated. So this energy is allowing you to clear energy from you that has had you held back, that has had you pinned down, okay, that has had you chained up to it, because that Eight of Swords energy didn't come out. Look how I split the deck on it. It could have been, you know, had you to where you couldn't see your abundance, you couldn't see your truth. And when you don't see your truth inside of you, you ain't gonna get none of this, okay? That's just what it is, because this is an energy, right? It's not about like the money in your outside reality. It is about energy, right? Money is an energy. Paper money is a material, right? It is a karmic loop, right? It keeps you hoping and wanting, I gotta get the paper, I gotta get the paper. Remember, your ancestors, most of our ancestors, that all that cotton they picked, that was from that paper money. That's why paper money is going to be nil and void. It's not going to be here anymore, because a lot of people vibrational frequencies are rising, so it won't be enough paper money to hand out to every damn body, okay? That's why money is going to be digitized from now on out. And not only that, all them cottons that, you know, some of our ancestors picked, reparations is at hand, okay? Not in the sense to where reparations, in the sense to where you now know what resides inside of you, okay? You're clearing that karmic energy from your ancestry line, right? That is what I'm talking about, okay? Let's not go to the worldly stage, because I don't dabble in that energy. All that shit is illusion. The Black Lives Matter, that Ku Klux Klan, KKK shit, all that shit is illusion. It keeps you attached to this outside reality. It keeps your energy fighting. It keeps you in a loop of fighting. Feel like you got like a sense of purpose in something that's so mundane, and your purpose is to find what resides inside of you. That's your one true purpose, okay? After you find your purpose, and after you find yourself, your true self, and you live from that space, and if that's where your energy is telling you to go, then you know it's real. Then you know that's what you're doing. But 9 out of 10, it won't be that. It won't be in that type of way. You will be doing something completely different that you've never thought of, that will be helping the planet, okay? You will be helping the planet, okay? You will be helping people on a different scale than this, what is that, Pan-African, red, black, and green, colonized steel energy, okay? That's not what we're talking about here, okay? And then we have the Page of Cups, inner child, idealism, your inner child, right? Your natural state of being, okay? And so that was the message. I hope it made sense, okay? Look at that, the world. Everything is changing for you all. This is what this energy is pushing forward, okay? This is, remember, tarot reads the energy of the current state. Look at the Hierophant, education and training. You all could be teaching. Temperance is here, okay? You all could be teaching this new world, okay? Teaching a new world, a world within you, okay? Teaching, okay? King of Cups, more stoic type of energy. Seven of Swords, sneaky energy, okay? But pay attention to that stealing. But I don't feel like that's stealing. Man, give me that feeling back, Spirit. I feel like it's like, not stealing. Man, give me that. What did you say? Here's Strength, the Magician, period. Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups again. This stoic energy, but I don't feel like it's stealing. what was the seven of the Two of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, Two of Pentacles, like stopping you from focusing on yourself, okay? That's what the energy felt like, stopping you from focusing on yourself. We have Judgment out here again, okay? Yeah, stopping you from focusing on yourself with the Ten of Pentacles, right? That's what that energy, that Seven of Swords felt like. Like, that's what that energy does when you get involved in stuff like that in your outside reality. It stops you from focusing on the trueness of who and what you are. Remember, you create from the inside, okay? So I hope this made sense for you all. I tried to get this out to you in a timely manner. This energy is available for 3 days after today, because it's been available for 6 or 7 days, okay? And so it's available 3 days after today. Today is the 23rd. What is this Page of Swords? This kept coming out at me. This Page of Swords, this devil energy, and the Empress. Like, it's not, yeah, it'll keep you from not being in a patient energy. It'll keep you from not being in your divine feminine energy, okay? Because it will have you focusing on material things instead of going within. So this energy is out here right now, okay? And it's exposing itself, okay? All things are being revealed, okay? The Five of Pentacles. You're not out in the cold, so don't ever believe that. We have the Ace of Wands here. And so, King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's some childhood energy. Pay attention, okay? Because I'm definitely am going to be aware. Okay, I'm going to be aware of what comes up after I get off this reading. Yeah, because there's some information that's coming in for you about this, your Empress energy. Okay, but we have this, the Sun card. We have this, that devil energy from childhood, something from childhood, okay, that you don't see yet, okay, but you will see, okay? What is this? Oh, what is the devil blocking? We said Empress is blocking that you are it. What was the Empress? The Three of Pentacles. It's blocking from you from knowing that your growth, knowing that your goals are paying off, knowing that you are on the road to success, knowing your skills, okay? The quality of your skills, okay? This could be like, no one appreciated your skills when you were a child, okay? Like, you never got congratulated, like, when you did, okay? This is very significant. Wow. So when I used to get a lot of A's, and I used to work very hard because, look at Empress, and the Empress popped right back out. I used to work very hard, hangman, some enlightenment happening, because I used to always want to go to the circus. 8 of Cups, walk away from the shit. And when my mom used to say, like, me and my 2 younger sisters were the only ones still in school, and I always wanted to go to the circus. I love the circus. And my mom said, look, abandonment, but I don't feel like that's what that is. My mom said, y'all can't go to the circus because y'all don't get A's and B's. So I will go to the school. I will just work so hard and get A's and B's. Work hard. And I would get all these good grades and these 100s and stuff like that. And I would try to put them on the refrigerator so my mom could see. And she, I don't know if she saw, but she never said anything to me about them. Another time when I would try to give her my good grades, my stepfather would be there blocking me. And then he said, no, nobody care about that. Like, he would say things like that. And so when I got into the military, you know, doing a lot of great things, and because I wouldn't conform to that ship's rules or rituals, they messed up rules and rituals. People try to act like they don't want to see my goodness, okay? So this could be something that could come up for you, okay? Pay attention, okay? Maybe this for me, maybe not, okay? This is collective energy. We all face this, okay? Take all of my readings, everything that I say as it resonates, okay? Make sure you question yourself. You don't have to, you know, listen to me. Make sure you're checking in with yourself, right? But if this resonates with you, you're halfway there. Keep going, keep doing the work, okay? You're doing a good job. Your guides are proud of you. Your ancestors are proud of you, okay? And like they say, they couldn't have chose any person better, like for the job. That's exactly what I heard. Say we couldn't have chose anyone better. And so take care, guys. I love you all so much. I hope it made sense. I'm sorry it went the way it went, but Spirit often, you know, you see how they come in and hijack. They do the readings. I just try to translate. And so don't know what else to say. I love you all. Reach out to me. My email, phoenix144cardinal@gmail.com, 555055. If you need any of the PDFs, if you need any assistance with anything, okay? I love you all. Bye.